Jesus Christ. It is very complex. Let's go back to these notes. References to Old Testament events and prophecies abound, but especially the book of Daniel. The book of Daniel. When you want to really do some teaching and preaching out of the book of Revelation, you've got to have Daniel by your side. You've got to have Daniel by your side. Frequent shifts of locale from earth to heaven is found in the book. Earth to heaven and heaven to earth. You're in two different places when you read the book of Revelation. You're either in the earth or you're in heaven. It is an account of divine judgment and conflict which sweeps the whole world and brings it to an end. The Battle of Armageddon. We get this from the Revelation, from the Apocalypse. Now let's go to the next section. It's called the Past, Present, and Future. This is an introduction to the book. Three major divisions of Revelation must be recognized. Three major. Do you know where they are? You possibly do. John was commanded in chapter 1, verse 19, to write concerning, here they are, things past. That's section number 1. Things past. He writes in chapter 1, verses 1 through 20, the things which you have seen. That is the Patmos vision. When he was sent to the island of Patmos and judged because of, that was his judgment, that was his penalty. To be isolated from the world. And we'll find it out when we read. Number 2, things present. The things which are, that is the existing churches, chapters 2 and 3.
I agree.
And number 3, things future. Things which must take place after this. That is events that the church, after the church age ends, chapters 4 and on. So, you have the book of Revelation with 3 major categories or divisions. Past, present, and future. That is the 3 major divisions in the book of Revelation. And you find out what chapters they represent. Chapter 1 is about the past. Chapters 2 and 3 is about the future. And chapter 4 and following is about the future.
So 3 and 4 again. 2 and 3.
Yes.
2 and 3 is for present.
Our present.
Oh,
Present tense. Present setting. Now that's how the book is divided. It divides itself. That's not conjured up. That's just the way it is. And again, Jesus, not necessarily again, but Jesus, when he taught, did not have settings like this, as you understand. He taught by doing more than anything else. And the only other thing that he would do besides teaching by doing was by way of parables. Right?
yeah.
And most of his parables are symbolic. That's why it's called a parable, a parallel, likened unto. He talked about the seed that is sown. He talks about the harvest. He talks about animals. He talks about plants, the vine and the branches, those kind of things. Jesus did not teach like this. So we have to understand his setting. And when he taught by doing, here was his philosophy, we may say, his style. Jesus, his teaching of his disciples was, watch what I do. And so they would watch what he did.
That was the Hebrew style.
Is that the Hebrew style?
Yeah.
Then he would say, let me help you to do that. And then they would do it. Then when they would do it, he would be there to show them or guide them or correct them or whatever the case might be. And eventually then he would just commission them and send them out and say, now you've been watching me, you know how I do it, now I want you to go and do likewise. Tell everybody about the kingdom and those kind of things. Now, so the book of Revelation is divided up into the main headings. There are many more headings, but this is the main division of the book. Past, present, and future. Past is about Christ. The present is about the church, 7 churches of Asia Minor. And the chapter begins 4 is about the hereafter, what's going to happen. Now, let's take a look at those verses. You use the New King James. So let's turn to the book of Revelation. All right? Well, I'll tell you what. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, since you took a picture of these notes that I have, let's go ahead and finish that for a minute. Let's go to the next page. See the division. Let me go ahead and finish this. The third major division of Revelation. The third. How many are there? 3. Past, present, future. The third major division of Revelation is characterized by a series of 7s. 7s. The 7 seals. The 7 trumpets. The 7 bowls. The 7 dunes. And the 7 new things. Now that represents the future in those 7s. Important passages which are parenthetical, supplemental, or corrective may be observed, such as the Jewish remnant and the tribulation saints, the angel, the little book, and the 2 witnesses, the Lamb, the remnant, and the proclamation of the everlasting gospel, the gathering of the kings of the earth in preparation for Armageddon, and the 4 Alleluias in heaven. Those passages are parenthetical, supplemental, or corrective in nature. They do not give you insight into the future per se, but nonetheless it's in the book of Revelation. These passages do not advance the prophetic narration, but looking backward and forward, sum up the past and anticipate the future. The order of the narrative is therefore not consistently chronological. You need to remember that. The order of the narrative is therefore not consistently chronological. That's another reason why some people are afraid of the book. The major continuity is provided by the events symbolized in the seals, the trumpets, and the bowl. Now, do we have some bottle of water at some point? Now, let's look at the bottom part of this second page. It's called the purpose. The purpose. You see it there? The main purpose of the book is to provide the setting for the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now that's got to jump out like nothing else. The main purpose of the book is to provide the setting. The setting. This is a setting. Well, what will the setting be like when Christ comes back? Which is called the second coming of Christ. The second advent of Christ. Not the rapture of the church. The rapture of the church is a partial return. He comes back in the clouds, and we are caught up with him. The second coming, thank you, the second coming is when he comes back to this earth and puts his feet on the ground. That's called the second coming or the second advent of Christ. So, the book of Revelation tells us what it's going to be like when he comes back. We may be alive, we may be dead. Because we don't know when he's coming back, and we don't know when we're going to die. I did a funeral the other day, 2 days ago. By Wichita Falls. All the sleet and the rain and the stuff that was coming down. It took me a long time to get there. The lady died that I had known for years, 57 years old. 57. And nobody thought she would die. She was not sick. But she did. Let's look at this again. Principal attention is given to the time of the tribulation. Chapters 4 through 19. That's the time of it. Which is believed to coincide